Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of the Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, AR, the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, will be another update on the Cleveland Nightclub attack. This time with, they actually caught the guy, apparently, supposedly. And I was half right about what I said. He actually is over the age of 21. However, I was 100% right about the Glock slash Switch thing, so he was already committing felonies when he did the crime. We got Cleveland.com article here, which is suspect charged in mass shooting that injured 9 people in Warehouse District. So a man was arrested Tuesday and accused of Sunday's shooting in downtown that sent 9 victims to the hospital. Jalen Jenkins, 25, was charged with attempted murder. Hopefully it's 9 counts of attempted murder. In Cleveland Municipal Court records listed his address. Additional charges are expected as the case is expected to go to the Cuyahoga County Grand Jury in a matter of days. Said Cleveland police and U.S. Marshals made the arrest as authorities said Jenkins surrendered to officers early Sunday morning. Jenkins observed several people inside Rumor Bar and Lounge on West 6th Street in downtown Cleveland's Warehouse District, according to an arrest warrant filed by the Cleveland police on Monday. Around 2:26 a.m., he retrieved a Glock firearm with an extended magazine from the trunk of his vehicle in a parking lot across the street. He then fired at 9 individuals, attempting to kill them. Police and prosecutors allege it is unclear the motive behind the shooting. Victims were transported to Metro Health Medical Center with non-fatal injuries. One victim remains in serious condition as of Monday. Said Jenkins is facing pending charges in a Lorain Common Pleas Court on marijuana trafficking. So, shocker, he was already a fucking felon. A felon in possession of illegal firearms, not covered under constitutional carry. You fucking ass clown, Justin Bibb. Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit, Bibb. I was right all along, dude. So the guy was indicted for the crime in December and posted a $5,000 bond shortly afterwards, according to court records. He should have never been allowed to bond out, and you would have never had this attack happen 7 months later. It's the same exact bullshit with Dayton back in 2019, dude. Had that motherfucker been charged in 2012 with the rape and kill list he created in high school, he would have been a prohibited person in the state of Ohio who had never been allowed to buy the gun legally that he used in that massacre in 2019. Anyway, continues on, says Jenkins does not have a felony criminal record in Cuyahoga County. According to records, he has 1 misdemeanor conviction in Cleveland for disorderly conduct in 2018. The story will be updated. Okay, so still doesn't matter, dude. When he has weed trafficking charges pending, which, as we've talked about before, I don't think weed should be a fucking scheduled narcotic anyway. But the entire point is he was already doing criminal shit, man. He was already indicted on trafficking charges. Why the fuck was he out of prison then, dude? Because that right there is a felony charge. If you're doing felony trafficking, you're getting charged with felonies, dude. So you're already in possession of an illegal Glock at that point. Most likely with a switch on is my guess, because again, we already know homeboy didn't fucking follow the law. You know, you got misdemeanors in 2018, you got fucking trafficking charges here in 2022, and now you got this shit in 2023. Guarantee you that gun was not bought legally. And guarantee you it had a switch on the back of it, dude. And that's exactly why he was able to go and fucking just blast off, basically. And that's why he was a terrible shot, because he was using an extended magazine, most likely 33-round stick in is my guess, honestly. Or a drum mag, like these motherfuckers love to use all the time, and just went and fucking blasted off is what it was. So, needless to say, I was 100% right in most cases here. I'll take it as a win, unfortunately. You know, don't like to be tooting my own horn on that one most of the time. I really don't. But this is the problem with people, dude. You have these individuals who don't give a shit about the law, never give a shit about the law, will never care about the gun laws that you fucking dickhead Democrats want to pass, but yet you motherfuckers keep trying to push them at law-abiding people like myself and others out there that are legal gunners in this country, in this state, who would, quote-unquote, follow the law because we don't want to be arrested and charged with various crimes. But you know what the thing about that is, though, dude? Rule of law only works when the laws are just and constitutional. When they're not just or constitutional, that is when you have revolts and revolutions happen. That is when you have the American people listening to the founding fathers for once in our lives and revolting against a tyrannical government is what it is. Just like we should have done back in 2020 during the fucking lockdowns, honestly. And that's the biggest problem right now. But anyway. Yeah, needless to say, though, homeboy was already a career criminal. He was already doing felony shit. He was already in possession of most likely illegal firearms, is my guess. And like I said, it's only a matter of time before they actually show the gun with a Glock switch on, is my guess, honestly, right now, dude. And if it doesn't have a Glock switch on it, I'd be shocked, honestly, man. I would be shocked and amazed that if that Glock did not have a switch on the back of it. Because even then, you know, if it doesn't, okay, it doesn't. But most likely, just given the fact that you have witness accounts and how quickly he shot off all those rounds and stuff like that, just tells me it was basically, let's pull a trigger with a switch on it and just go and spray off is what it is. And if that be the case, it makes a lot of sense then. And it also makes sense why, thank God, because of that, because it's an uncontrollable firearm and stuff like that, because of these dumbasses doing this stupid shit, you have this man not killing anybody in the situation. You have 9 individuals who will actually live through this, hopefully. So, either way, throw the fucking book at this shit and do what needs to be done. So we don't have a photo. We do not have a photo, unfortunately, but we do have a name. And the guy's name is Jalen Jenkins, 25. So we can only assume that Jalen Jenkins, 25, is probably a sun man. I'm going to go ahead and guess that right now. Very sunny in Philly, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he, around 2:26 a.m., about 4 minutes before the shooting, retrieved a Glock firearm with an extended magazine from the trunk of his vehicle in the parking lot across the street from the bar, and then fired on these 9 people. I'm kind of truthfully, I'm seriously wondering in this whole situation, since they said there was no motive or whatever for this whole thing, I'm wondering if he was slighted by somebody inside the bar. Whether it be he, you know, was talking up some chick, whatever the case be, and she basically was like, nah, dude, I'm not into you, whatever the case be, and just like walked away or whatever, and that's who he was targeting. Or potentially it was possibly even something where it was a chick going up to the bar to get a drink, he was up at the bar, whatever, she rebuffed his ass. Her boyfriend comes up and is like, we got a fucking problem here, buddy. And it was the boyfriend he was actually targeting, maybe. I could easily see it being something like that, where it was just some fucking dude that was all like, oh, I'm just big mad now because some chick fucking rebuffed my advances, and her fucking dude was there to basically call my ass out on it that he was already in a relationship with this chick. I could easily see it being something like that, man. And people would give up their lives because they're stupid is what it is. Give up their life and their freedom because they're a fucking moron. And who knows how drunk this guy was at the time, too. Maybe that could be a factor as well in this whole thing as well, now I'm thinking about it, too. Like, even if there was not a switch on that Glock or whatever, who's to say if there was or wasn't until we see the actual firearm is what it is and the pictures and stuff like that from the police evidence and shit. That being said, though, if it didn't have one on it, who's to say the guy wasn't so fucking drunk he was seeing double or triple and he was just randomly like really low and stuff like that. Like instead of shooting, you know, center mass and stuff, he was shooting like low and stuff, and that's why he shot some people in the legs and the thighs and shit like that. Like that could also equate for things, you know, just drunken behavior. Which again, by the way, if you are drunk in the state of Ohio and across this country, again, you're committing crimes at that point because you cannot legally operate a firearm while intoxicated. So this guy is catching another charge on that whole thing, most likely with that. So yeah, needless to say, the guy was all like, it's just like fucking Dayton 2019, man. The motherfucker committed like 4 felonies before he even killed a bunch of people then. It's the same shit here. Dude's already committing multiple felonies and already charged with other shit and got bonded out with other stuff months ago. That would be felony record charges and stuff like that. And is now going on to commit more felonies. And it's like, bro, this is the criminal element. Stop letting them bond out. Keep them locked the fuck up. And you're not going to have them go commit more crimes. You know, it's the whole broken window policing system I've talked about many times on this channel. If you arrest them on something else, keep them locked the fuck away, and you're not going to have them get back out and commit more fucking crimes after the fact. It's not going to go from fucking marijuana trafficking to fucking murder then. or some stupid shit like that's what it is, man. It'll be an easy shut down kind of case or whatever the case be, where you have the person get charged with whatever, be put on a no bond list as a potential, flight risk slash hardcore criminal, whatever the case be, and you wouldn't have this issue be a thing anymore. But this is the entire problem with our society. You keep letting these fucking people bond out and get back on the streets, and then they're going to go and commit more violent crimes. They're going to commit worse fucking crimes when it's all said and done. And this is the entire problem right now. If you simply had the actual rule of law and order in effect in this nation, and you kept criminals in prisons where they belong, you would not have a violent element out on the streets to commit these atrocities over and over and over again, and you wouldn't have dickhead mayors and dipshit police chiefs falsely try to blame Pro 2A legislation for their fucking failures as law enforcement and as a politician, respectively, is what it is. So, unfortunately, the things I see coming out of this, I think you're going to see a lot of anti-gunners. I think you're going to see a lot of anti-gun people that may have been the victims in the situation or maybe family members of the victims in the situation go hardcore left anti-gun over this whole thing and be like, and this is why we need to control. No, this is why you need to control your own criminal element, buddy. Fuck off with your anti-gun shit. Thank God. All I got to see right now is thank fucking God that the Ohio General Assembly is out of session right now for the summer break, and isn't going to be back in until mid-September. Because if they were in right now, I guarantee you'd have Democrats be like, and this is why we need to push safe storage laws, and this is why we need to push a bunch of other stupid shit, and this is why we need magazine capacity limits, and this is why we need fucking red flag laws, and this is why we need fucking universal background checks. It's like, shut the fuck up, clowns. Seriously. And I guarantee come September they're going to try and push that shit again. Then they'll probably use this come September. One of the Democrats from Cleveland will do that in September to push this crap for that exact reasoning or whatever the case be. And it's like, hopefully by then I'll have a vehicle and I'll be down there to call their asses out on that whole thing and be like, nope, fuck y'all, man. This 100% was gang fucking shit, dude. It was a fucking criminal who you know for a fact was already a criminal. We already have felony convictions in multiple counties on this motherfucker. And he should have never had that gun to begin with. He should have already been in a prison cell for years of his life, awaiting trial for his other crimes. And if he had been in that situation, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. So it's all on y'all faults for letting this motherfucker bond out. It's as simple as that, really. That being said, since we already know this happened now, since we already got the guy's name, I'm not going to do a chat tomorrow at all. I'll be doing some other stuff, probably. Got to go to my chiropractor, actually, probably most likely. My brother does too, actually. His neck's all messed up right now. So, other than that, that's where we're at for the day. Like I said, I'll be back on Thursday then with Buckshot Thursday. We'll have Corey on the panel, and if anybody else wants to be on the panel then for that too, we'll be talking a couple different things. I might be talking about the new calibers that have come out this year, actually, so far, since I know at least 3 different ones that are coming out now, and discuss how good or bad they could be. Maybe that'll be like one topic of the day, and then we'll just do another whatever then for like gun stuff and whatnot. But yeah, other than that, I'm hot as fuck right now. I need to get in this cool ass air right here, right in my face is what it is, and cool down for a little bit. And other than that, I'll be back tonight with Honda and the boys on Rumble for the Taco Tuesday thing. If he wants to do his chat there, I'm hoping he does. And yeah, we'll be bullshit whatever then, and I might bring this topic up there if that be the case then. Let everybody know, yeah, they caught that dude and whatnot. So it is what it is, man. Like I said, it's criminals are going to criminal, and the only people to stop them is people being armed is what it is, man. And the fact that people don't want to actually realize that, or they want to sit there and be like, oh, the trope of a good guy with a gun. It's like, yeah, in this case, it would have actually worked, dude. Whether it be armed citizens, whether it been the cops right there to take this guy out or whatever the case be, you would have cleaned up the trash in Cleveland immediately is what it would have been. So, unfortunately, nobody was. And unfortunately, this piece of shit who should have been on the streets is on the streets to do this atrocity. Hopefully, the guy that's still in serious condition there in Cleveland's medical center area is able to survive that. Wounds to his leg, I'm guessing, from an artery area would be my guess. Everybody else seems to be all right. Hopefully they can get past that trauma. Hopefully they can go, if nothing else, maybe it'll turn people into advocates for the Second Amendment in the long run. I'm hoping that's what it does, honestly, in many cases. Is it's just like, oh no, we're actually for the Second Amendment now because of this shit, because this piece of shit was able to disarm us that night by going to that bar, and yet he was able to walk out of that bar and go arm himself, is what it was then. And it's very ironic too, right? Like we talk about that real quick before we leave. Is again, he was disarmed going into a nightclub that most likely had pat downs and stuff like that. So that's why he left his gun in the trunk of the car, is what it was. And then after he got slighted or whatever it was that led to this whole thing, he walked out, walked across the street, opened up his trunk, grabbed his gun, and then started opening fire on people. So, yeah. Good job, people. Your gun-free zones work fucking great for criminals, but not for armed citizens or not for actual everyday Americans is what it is. But keep on keeping on and keep that stupid shit in place, why don't you, Democrats? And then you try to blame mass shootings on fucking everything, including the gun, instead of actually blaming the criminal and the bullshit fucking anti-gun laws y'all put in place 30-something years ago now. It's way past time to ban gun-free zones in this country. It's way past time to ban gun-free zones across the fucking board in every place that they are, whether it be schools, colleges, nightclubs, bars, etc. And it's time to be able for American citizens to be able to shoot back and fight back against criminals, against attackers, and against the criminal element of this country. End of story. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you all in the next one. Oh, by the way, before I'm gonna stop myself right there. Not quite done yet. So there's an article that came out today that talked about Washington State's I-1639 in 4 years now has done jack shit to actually stop crime in the state of Washington. Shocker. Jay Inslee is an oath-breaking motherfucker who should be arrested right now for crimes against humanity on many, many different levels and be removed from office. So should Bob Ferguson, so should every Democrat and Rhino that voted for that bullshit-ass legislation a few years back now. It's as simple as that. On that note, that's where we're going to be out for the day. If y'all want to check out that article, go to bearingarms.com. That's where it's at there. Very interesting read. I'm not going to do it here because I don't really have time to, but yeah, other than that, that's where we're for the day. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. And like I said, we'll see you tonight on Honda's Chat. Until later, I'll be back on Thursday for Buckshot Thursday. Have a good day, y'all. I'm out.